Now we're going to do the entire spectrum of material with regard to food storage. Of course, most people are familiar with canned goods. You might notice here that we have both the conventional cans, soft pouch and box system, which also have a retort packaging system inside, vacuum sealed foil retort pouches for freeze dried, and conventional retort packaging. We also have other commercial packaging over here in the corner. One of the reasons I'm bringing this up is that there are many soft shell systems presently available that are economical. They don't have to be MREs or called MREs to actually be MREs. First of all, you may have an option, make contact with, for instance, the freezedriedguy.com. That's freezedriedguy.com to access what we see here, which are submarine rations in the freeze-dried form. You'll notice the size of the can. You'll notice that all the nomenclature and instructions and information for putting the product online are located right here on the top of the lid. I'm pointing to them right now. Now these are very lightweight, very straightforward, and very tasty. You got to remember they're trying to keep the submarine crews happy. Less and less of this food is available. It is available in a number of different size cans, up to and including 1 gallon number 10 cans. So for transportability in the field, it might be an issue, but for home storage and for limited field use, it is very, very desirable, very tasty, very straightforward. The more conventional freeze-dried pouches that we're seeing today are here in the next item. As you can see, we have fettuccine and, of course, macaroni and cheese with garden vegetables. These are pretty straightforward, as are the submarine rations, in that follow instructions. Add water, wait a few minutes, open up the pouch, and it looks like something that is actually recognizable. The heater meal systems that you see here, this is one of the more recent ones. These are both the same basic design, two different packages that are offered by two different companies. These can be found at truck stops and other places around the country. These are available through a number of different sources to include camping supplies. Again, they're designed to be packed for transport. You'll notice they have a tier, a layer of protection that's designed so that when they're in the packs, there's going to be so much flexing, so much motion. When you're done, you open it up, the food is still intact, the food is still ready to go. You apply the heater, you have a warm meal without any supplemental technology. Of course, they do cost a tad more. We have next the conventional MREs that most people, in this case MRE components, as most people are familiar with them. You have the standard outer box, and of course we have a retort type package inside in a subdued color designed for tactical use. Now, these will come in any one of the dozens and dozens of different menus, so I don't need to explain that, other than the fact that most of you are familiar with military rations, meals ready to eat. C rations before that, K rations before that. If you are going to run into military rations, again, availability and cost are almost always an issue. Cost being one of the prohibitive considerations. How much can you get for the dollars spent? Now, I will point something out, that these pack foods that we're talking about should be prioritized for just that. If you are in a position where you're in a dugout, a location where you have a retreat, then regular or conventional rations are your best choice. You save your backpack rations, your MREs and such, for overland use, for evacuation, or later on when you may run out of the conventional foods and you want to dress up things like beans, rice, or other stock items that are designed to keep you full and keep you happy. Now, when we get into the MREs, in the military form, there's a wide spectrum available, but guess what? If you look around, you will find that the same companies that make these rations make all of the items that you see here. What's the difference? Well, government might try to mess with you and claim, oh, even if you bought them at the sales, and by the way, these are sold at government auction, oh my goodness, you might have pilfered these from the U.S. government. Well, guess what? To eliminate that problem, you don't even have to go in this direction. You can go with retort packaged meals or components as they're available. What do we see here? Oh, that's right, jalapeno cheese, very tasty. You can see the brand name is located here. These are the same size or a little larger pouches than the present issue that actually come in the MREs. So the advantage is you're putting more food in the troops' hands. Now, you don't want too much in a serving because you don't want the person to waste any of the food. They won't in the field anyway. They're going to eat everything. But it's good to know that you actually have a larger serving available to keep that person fed, to keep the calories in place that they need, and to make sure that everything is squared away when the time comes. Now, one of the things to consider with regard to these commercial retort meal pouches is that they come from a number of sources. As we said, we have one brand name located here. Well, here's an interesting one. We have Brushy Creek. Now, Brushy Creek is part of the Koernke group of prison food providers. Prison food, you say? Well, yes, Mark, that's how it works. And for our friends listening, if you'll notice, these pouches are actually a tactical color on the outside. What have they done? Well, Koernke also makes military rations for the Department of Defense. All they do is put a commercial label on it. Notice the coloring here. This is actually very desirable because you get the exact same, the latest size ration that the military gets, but you're getting it in a retort pouch that there is no doubt was ever owned by the Department of Defense. Also consider this. These are surplus. They may have been around for a while. These are not surplus. These came right from the factory. So you're looking fairly fresh and you're looking fairly new. Now, as you can see, you have chili with beans, you have chili without beans, we have beef stew. We also have, of course, the dry pack items such as the cappuccino, the cocos, all of the other items. You'll see two different size packages here. Note the difference in the size. And we have any number of other condiment options such as the crackers, the ketchups, the powdered items that normally would go in. They're available in all of these types of containers, and again in good quantities. The cappuccino packs, as you can see here, are the foil retort package system. The cheese, well, my policy, or at least what I enjoy putting in the field, is several of these packs of cheese, several of the combat crackers slash MRE crackers, freeze-dried items, of course, like the potato patties, the beef patties, and pork patties, if you can find them. The advantage is lightweight, fast patrol foods. Now, all of these are. The advantage of these retort meals here is that you're looking at a complete meal for one person. Imagine adding a few more, combining these items, and you've got everything you need for actually a day's operation in the field, times however many days you're going to stay there. Some of the other examples that I want to put out here, though, is remember, we know that nobody has a deep wallet. Everybody's got problems with their resources right now. So, remember, dollar store for spices, samples or examples that might be handed out as gifts or freebies, or maybe cheap that are available. In this case, you might notice something, that ever-present hot sauce that everybody in the field, if you've used MREs, hot sauce covers everything flavor-wise. Now, personally, I think all this stuff tastes pretty good, but the hot sauce still adds a flavor variation, which is important. Now, let's not forget all of our other providers for single-serving foods. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken, Burger King, Burger Chef, McDonald's. Oh, well, don't forget Arby's, if you like that Arby's sauce. See, what we have here is, well, thank you to the Colonel. After all, I think he was in the military if he had a rank. We're looking at single servings of honey. Honey is a field food. Honey is a plus item. Well, take a look here. Now, we've got these in individual servings, so we're not going to have to open any more than we need to use. The advantage, I can distribute these. I can put these in the children's packs. I can put these in the adult packs. All of them are useful. The ever-present ramen noodle pack is next, of course. Spice packs and pouches. You can go one aisle of the grocery store. They're ready to go. All else fails, dollar store for macaroni and cheese. 6 for $1, 10 for $1, even 4 or 5 for $1. Not a bad price. Depends on where you are. Advantage, inexpensive, easy to use, and easy to use in the one of the little item, little gimme things, little goodies. In this case, breath away gum. Why? Well, think about it, people. One of the many things that people track you with in the field is smell. For those of you who are hunters, you're familiar with the breath away gums and all the other type of scent reducers that are out there. This is a very desirable product. Again, very simple, very straightforward. If you know what chewing gum is, you'll understand how this works. Basically, it's probably a baking soda combination, but it does the job, and it's fairly reasonably priced out there on the market. So, we've come up with a series of solutions. Hopefully these will help. Again, look for people who work in certain industries to find solutions. In each case around the country, you'll find all of these products available. On the cheap, a little pricier, but still available and ready to go. These can be applied to very specific missions and tasks. For your 72-hour kit, your basic preparedness kit, this is what you need. Thank you.